Welcome, yogis. So you're feeling tired. Okay, no problem. Let's come down onto the back. Feet hip width apart, arms alongside the body. And the first thing we're going to do is give ourselves to be as permission to be as tired as we are. Maybe we're flat out exhausted. And if in coming down into this horizontal position, you realize that you're too tired even to do this practice, and you want to go crawl into bed and take a nap, go for it. But if you're here with me, really let yourself lean into the floor. Let the weight of your bones drop. And feel free to just be as tired and exhausted as you are. Maybe you just feel like you're completely out of gas. No problem. And as you relax, particularly relax your belly, relax your chest, your jaw, just become an inviting home for your breath to come in and out. You don't need to pull to get the air in, and you don't need to push to get the air out. You're just letting the breath by itself wend its way into your body and back out. Begin to sense that with each breath in, you're being given to. There's a quality of renewal, of vitality that comes as the fresh breath enters you. And with each breath out, you may begin to feel tension. You may even feel some of the exhaustion starting to drain out. Now that you've simply just given space to be exactly as you are. And from here, on your inhale, you're going to reach your right fingers away from you, and you're going to roll your head lazily to the left. Create maximum space from the right fingers through the right ear. And then exhale, come back through center. And on your inhale, reach the left fingers away, roll your head to the right. And exhale, come back through center. So inhale, the right fingers lengthen away on the floor. The head lazily rolls to the left. Exhale, you come back through center. Inhale, getting as long as you can from the left fingers through the left ear. And exhale, back through center. If it works for your shoulders, take your arms to a T and repeat. Right arm reaches away, the head rolls to the left, spread the fingers wide, and exhale back through center. Inhale, the left arm reaches away, the head rolls to the right, and exhale back through center. 2 more times to each side. Right arm reaches, head rolls left, exhale. And each time you breathe out, let it be a moment of complete release. Just whoosh, let everything out. Good, and then just bring your arms back alongside you. And now clasp opposite elbows above you, and your arms are going to be like an old-fashioned typewriter. On your inhale, the arms are going to go to the right and the head's going to turn to the left. And exhale through center. Inhale the arms to the left, the head rolls to the right. Exhale through center. Arms roll to the right, head to the left. Exhale through center, like the bar of an old-fashioned typewriter. Arms left, head right, and back through center. One more time to each side. Good, and then just relax your arms. And now bring the arms, the hands together like a church steeple. Reach them straight up and reach up so much that you feel the shoulder blades wrap around the sides of the ribs and reach up towards the ceiling. And now bring your forearms to touch, bend your elbows, and start to work the fingers towards the floor. And then the forearms will separate a little, and you'll reach the arms overhead. But you've got this external rotation in the shoulders, so the neck feels long, chin tucking in towards the chest, biceps spinning to the floor, triceps wrapping to the ceiling. And then just bring the arms back and alongside you. Hands come in prayer. Reach the arms up overhead. Reach up, up, up. And you could repeat that, or you could bring your right arm underneath your left for eagle arms. And you press up like there was an imaginary sort of low ceiling here. And you can reach the arms overhead. And if you're doing the eagle arms, reach up, 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 up. Second side. And maybe you reach the arms overhead, just exploring. You don't need to go in any particular way. Good, and release. And just bring the arms back alongside you. And let all the wind out of your sails and just be still. Okay. And then you'll roll over onto your right side. And you can have a little blanket here for your head. Bring your knees in. And reach your left arm away, and you'll just start to make circles with the left arm, and the rib cage will move, but you're keeping your pelvis relatively still. So the chest opens towards the ceiling, but the pelvis stays not totally, but for the most part facing the side wall. And if that bothers you to go overhead, you just reach the arm forward and across, which actually feels amazing. So you could try that a few times. Reach the arm forward and bring it across. Just letting your fingers sweep over your body. One more, whichever you chose. And then from here, you'll roll over onto your second side. Knees bent and stacked. And you make this little whirligig here with your right arm, tracing a big circle if that feels like a safe and comfortable movement in your shoulder joint. then you sweep it across the body, folding in and opening up. Let's take one more of those. Beautiful. And then you'll come back onto your back. Bring your hands to the pokey bones on the front of your hips. And on your inhale, let them rock forward so you feel your low back pop off the floor. And on your exhale, flatten the low back into the floor. So just the beginning of the cat-cow, inhaling into cow and exhaling into cat. And now bring your hands behind you, and as you inhale, the pelvis tips forward, press the elbows into the floor. And on your exhale, curl up and try to squeeze the elbows together. Inhaling, coming into cow, and exhaling, really squeeze the elbows to open up the upper back. Inhale, and you can keep going like this, or you can start to twist off to the side. So you maybe twist a little to the right, or you twist a little to the left. And you just take a few more of those. Good. Take one more if you're up for it, or rest if that was enough. Good. And then bring the arms back alongside you. On your inhale, you're going to reach the arms overhead as you lift the spines, but you'll start tailbone, sacrum, lower spine, middle spine, upper spine, and then you'll engage your abdominals to bring your upper spine, middle spine, lower spine, sacrum, and tail. Tailbone curls, sacrum lifts, low back lifts, mid back, upper back, and one vertebra at a time in this serpentine-like motion. You bring the spine down, letting the sacrum and the tail be the last thing to touch. Take one more. And coming all the way back down. Good. Hug your knees into your chest and just rock a little side to side. And then you'll stretch your right leg out long, your left leg out long as you keep the right knee hugging in to the chest. And then you'll switch, so you'll have the left knee in as you stretch the right leg out long. And we'll do one more of those to each side. So the right knee will come in, the left leg goes out long. And then the left knee will come in and the right leg will go out long. And now you'll bring both knees in and you'll take the knees wider than your torso. Lengthen your tailbone away from the crown of your head so it's reaching to the top of the mat or whatever, the bottom of the mat. And you're going to just reach through for your ankles and come into a reclining squat. If you have Happy Baby comfortably and you practice and you'd rather do Happy Baby, that's fine. And then you'll stretch your legs straight up to the ceiling and you'll open them wide and you'll hold the backs of the thighs here for a reclining wide angle pose. If this feels like too much, no problem, just come back to the reclining squat. I've got a little bend in my knees here. And then from here, place your feet hip width apart on the mat and take your right ankle onto your left knee. You'll reach through for the left thigh or shin and just rock a little bit side to side. Perhaps you sense a release deep in the right hip. And you'll switch sides, taking the left ankle onto the right knee. And release. Roll over onto your side. You'll come down onto your belly and make a little pillow for your forehead with your two hands. Bring the pinky toes down to the mat so the legs are neutral rather than being externally rotated. And then press your pubis bone into the mat. You'll probably feel your glutes tone. You might even feel your navel lift away from the floor. And on your inhale, just push lightly into the hands and think of pulling a little with the forearms, like you were stretching the skin of the belly longer. And then you'll lower down. And you'll do that 2 more times. Just inhale, lengthening, pulling forward. And exhale, coming down. And then last one, lengthening, pulling forward. And lowering back down. And you'll either come back onto your back and into that reclining squat, or if you want to, you could come into child's pose if that's a shape that works for your body. But a lot of us in the gentle class are better off not bearing so much weight on the knees or asking for that much sort of gravity loaded knee flexion. From here, let's go ahead, have the knees into the chest, take the arms out wide to a T, and just let the knees come off to the left, and the gaze can come to the right, just finding your way into a reclining twist. Coming back through center, letting your knees come to the right and gazing off to the left. And then you'll roll over and grab a hold of you can roll up your yoga mat. If you have an extra yoga mat, you can pop it in place, you can roll up your blanket. Doesn't really matter. And you're gonna lie back with the roll starting about at the bottom of the rib cage. You can have a blanket for the head if you like. And this is gonna be our Shavasana. So we're just gonna sort of open up the chest here. You can keep the knees bent if that feels better for your back. And bringing the spine into this position. Opens the body up for the inhale pattern of the breath, which is the revitalizing, sort of stimulating part of the breath. Sensing that each breath that comes in is refreshing you, nourishing you, filling you up. And each breath out is helping you to soften, to let go of tension, to let go of stress, which can be one of the most energy draining things of all, and often at the root cause of fatigue and exhaustion. From here, just carefully roll off onto your side. Press into your hands and bring yourself up into a comfortable seat. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me. Hope you feel a little bit better. Namaste.